I ask unanimous consent that the quorum call be dispensed with.
Without objection, the senator from Wisconsin is recognized.
I also ask unanimous consent that Michael Johnson in my office be granted floor privileges for today's session.
Without objection.
And I also ask unanimous consent to speak as if in morning business for up to 10 minutes.
The senator is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President, I've come to the floor today to pay tribute to America's sons and daughters who have fallen in the line of duty. Citizens of this great nation who gave their lives to preserve the liberties upon which America was founded. The finest among us, who because they cherished peace, risked their lives by becoming warriors on our behalf. What could be more sacrificial than the lives our servicemen and women choose to lead? They love America, so they spend long years separated from their loved ones, deployed in faraway lands. They revere freedom, so they sacrifice their own so that we may be free. They defend our right to live as individuals by yielding their own individuality in that noble cause. They value life, yet bravely ready themselves to lay down their own in humble service to their comrades in arms, their families, and their nation. For more than 234 years, our servicemen and women have served as guardians of our freedom. The cost of that vigilance has been high. Since the Revolutionary War, more than 42 million men and women have served in our military, and more than 1 million of those selfless heroes have given their lives. Wisconsin has borne its share of that great sacrifice. Since statehood, 27,000 of Wisconsin's sons and daughters have died in military service. Since September 11th, 2001, we've lost 143 brave souls with ties to Wisconsin. And since I took office last January, 13 more have perished. Statistics can't possibly convey the weight of these losses. After all, statistics are merely numbers that can never fully communicate the qualities of these fine men and women whose promising lives were cut far too short. Statistics say nothing of their unfulfilled hopes and dreams. So instead of numbers like 1 million, 27,000, 143, or even 13, I'd like to ask everyone to think for a moment about a much smaller but still staggering number, the number 1. Each of these men and women was a loved one cherished by family and friends. Each was a loss to their community and to this great nation. Each paid a price that we must never forget. We must also remember the sacrifice made was not theirs alone. Every family member and friend left behind experiences profound loss, sadness, and grief. The tragedy multiplies. It is not contained. For those left behind, the pain may slowly subside, but the wound will never heal. 2 weeks ago, I had the privilege of bearing witness to the sacrifice of one of Wisconsin's fallen heroes and the courage of those he left behind. On February 22nd, a grateful nation laid First Lieutenant David Johnson of Mayville, Wisconsin, to his final rest at Arlington National Cemetery. I was honored to join David's loving and proud parents, Laura and Andrew, and his sister Emily, and his brothers Matthew and Michael, as they said their final goodbyes. Out of sheer coincidence, Michael was already scheduled to intern in my office this week and is with us today in this chamber. It is fitting that we acknowledge his loss and sacrifice. The Johnson family loved their brother and son. They loved him dearly, and our hearts go out to them. I pray that they find God's peace and comfort today and in the tough times ahead as they deal with this overwhelming and tragic loss. Lieutenant Johnson was only 24 years old when he died of injuries suffered after encountering an improvised explosion device on January 25th while leading his men in Kandahar Province, Afghanistan. In addition to Lieutenant Johnson, today I would also like to pay tribute to the other Wisconsin heroes who gallantly gave their lives since I took office last January. Since then, Wisconsin has lost Staff Sergeant Jordan Bear, U.S. Army. Staff Sergeant Bear, age 25, of Elton, Wisconsin, died March 1st, 2012, in Kandahar Province, Afghanistan. Staff Sergeant Joseph J. Altman, U.S. Army. Staff Sergeant Altman, age 27, of Marshfield, Wisconsin, died December 25th, 2011, in Kunar Province, Afghanistan. Specialist Jacob J. Rowley, U.S. Army. Specialist Rowley, age 24, of Darlington, Wisconsin, died September 21st, 2011, in Kandahar Province, Afghanistan. Sergeant Garrick L. Eppinger, Jr., U.S. Army Reserve. Sergeant Eppinger, age 25, of Appleton, Wisconsin, died September 17th, 2011, in Parwan Province, Afghanistan. Sergeant Chester G. Stoda, U.S. Army. Sergeant Stoda, age 32, of Black River Falls, Wisconsin, died September 2nd, 2011, while on recreational leave from duties in support of the war in Afghanistan. Corporal Michael C. Nolan, U.S. Marines. Corporal Norland, age 22, of Spring Valley, Wisconsin, died June 27, 2011, in Helmand Province, Afghanistan. Specialist Tyler R. Kreintz, U.S. Army. Specialist Kreintz, age 21, of Beloit, Wisconsin, died June 28, 2011, in Uruzgan Province, Afghanistan. Private Ryan J. Larson, U.S. Army. Private Larson, age 19, of Friendship, Wisconsin, died June 15, 2011, in Kandahar Province, Afghanistan. Sergeant Matthew D. Hermanson, U.S. Army. Sergeant Hermanson, age 22, of Appleton, Wisconsin, died April 28, 2011, in Wardak Province, Afghanistan. Specialist Paul J. Ateem, U.S. Army. Specialist Ateem, age 27, of Green Bay, Wisconsin, died April 16, 2011, in Nimraz Province, Afghanistan. Corporal Justin D. Ross, U.S. Army. Corporal Ross, age 22, of Green Bay, Wisconsin, died March 26, 2011, in Helmand Province, Afghanistan. And finally, First Lieutenant Darren M. Hidalgo, U.S. Army. First Lieutenant Hidalgo, age 24, of Waukesha, Wisconsin, died February 20th, 2011, in Kandahar Province, Afghanistan. May God bless and comfort their loved ones with his peace. May he watch over those who have answered the call and are serving today and those who will serve in the future. May God bless America. Mr. President, I yield the floor.